Sería bueno lo que sacamos en el episodio anterior.
Ah, yes. One of Mari's heroes passes. Come on through, but mind the smell.
You ever think about running off?
O sea, la idea es ver este pueblo y si no me dan nada ya empezar a avanzar por acá. Luego el resto, que nos vamos a demorar bastante.
Last time I was here, I summoned my wolf right in the tavern. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember me.
Just when I think this land still.
The woman in front of you yawns so wide, you can almost see what she had for lunch. Catching your eye across her wares, she rolls both of her own.
Oh, a customer. Welcome to Four Sisters, creators of the all-singing, all-dancing, world-famous Sorceress Sundries. Sooner you tell me what you want to buy, sooner I can get back to doing what I like best. Nothing. So... And praise Lucian for that.
Her face clouds over for a moment.
Though I do hope she's all right. I know the Seekers didn't fare so well, but my sister's always had a way of getting out of scrapes.
She shakes her head, and the concerned look vanishes, replaced with a hard stare.
Anyway, did you buy some of our Sorceress Sundries from her?
She narrows her eyes right back at you, and folds her arms to boot.
And why would she do a thing like that? Our weak spot. Well, I suppose I can play along. So I'll give you a discount if you can guess my riddle correctly too. How about you do that, and then you can go away, yes? You should know I already regret this. So, see me run, I never walk. I have a mouth, I never talk. I have a bed, I never sleep. I can be shallow, I can be deep. What am I? Wow, you got it right. And what a challenge it was too. I am so impressed. Now, what'll you buy with your discount?
Nada.
Don't hurry back.
Es muy caro, voy a comprar.
Oh, we dwarves at a kingdom.
Exactamente nada, hermano.
Heavens to Bessie, another one. More queer folk than commoners in Driftwood these days. Just look at you, tame owl, eyes of a wolf. You don't come from no farm, I can tell you that. Anyway, tavern's just down the road. Can't miss it. My pleasure, Gov. Hope you have a good time with the freak folk in there. I'd keep a wary eye, mind. I saw one of them dragging a voidwoken in there once. There's freaks, and then there's lunatics.
Maybe I'm glad I ain't pulling carts of stinking fish round no more. But what's a beast to do if not pull? How can a beast enjoy that?
Ya, bueno, nada importante por lo menos.
My, but what a scowl! Seems to me you could use a touch of magic. Have at it.
Esto, bueno, por ahora, la verdad, nada. Podría robarle,
Yep.
pero por ahora no.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Well met, friend.
Está lleno de NPCs.
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing unless you're going to make my purse jingle. Fair travels, friend.
Tiene 3000 de oro y vende pescado.
Food prices these days.
Good day to you.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for one of our own. But special prices for you. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Nada por ahora.
Penny for a sick dog? A glance at the dog's miserable face tells you it's sick, all right.
Keeping it together, Bree.
What am I, dog's doctor? Dog's sick. Go on, give us a penny for a sick dog.
You're safe among friends.
Penny for a penny, you can sing him a love song and call him Mummy. Thank ye kindly. Any chance of another one? Penny for a sick dog and all that? Much obliged. Could I push you for one more? Penny for a sick dog, etc. Cheers. Can I trouble you for just one more? Penny for a sick dog and so... You're very kind. How about another one? Nice. Could I prevail upon you for just one more? That's the spirit. How about just one more? Much obliged. Cheers. You're very...
O sea, pensé que tal vez...
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. And got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat.
You're safe among friends.
Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. Yet. The dog goes to bite your hand, and then realizes the pain is gone.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, man. Think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude?
Keeping it together.
Master did.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me? Excuse me a minute. I'm going to go now, but first I have a thing I need to do.
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you!
How you holding up?
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they widen until they are practically bulging out of their sockets. One tremulous finger rises from voluminous robes and points right at you.
Ifan Ben Mesda's our living breeze. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you, and no mistake. Who could forget? Best night's business the healer had in months. Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit your tongue.
The Magister balks, all bravado punctured. She hums a tune and looks the other way, pretending...
Si no te llevan preso, que acá siguen estando los magistrados.
Keeping it together,
Calm as a
Bree.
coiled spring held tight, this silent watcher stands tense before you. It seems to be waiting for something, but what is not clear.
Never forget it. More humans. Just what we needed.
Times are tough.
You needing supplies? Anything more? Until later, then.
Veamos.
We've not called for the junk you sell, then.
On the double.
Ah, debería seguir recogiendo pescado.
You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man.
Ahora.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right.
Penny for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
God damn it. How's my livelihood? Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here.
Smells worse over here than a dozen
You
rotten
wouldn't do
eggs
that, would
boiled
you?
in a bath.
Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
Wouldn't you like to know?
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket. He hands you the contents.
That's your lot. Go on then. Get lost, you freeloader. I'm working here.
You're safe among friends. Never
It's all well and
forget
good
it.
for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Latest news! Fresh from the war! Many a latest, my friend. The war, the bishop, the queen. What it ain't looking too good for them lizards. Word is, the Divine Order's gonna hit the ancient empire and hit it hard. You remember what happened to the elves, don't ya? Ain't no one left standing when you treat 'em to death, Fog. Seven save us. Stabbed in the back he was by them vile, low-born, treacherous seekers. Kill 'em all, I say. Do 'em like Magister Raymond did old Lady Siva. That'll teach them traitors. I mean, they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the Divine is dead. Gone. Also, Johnny Justinia, Queen of the Dwarves. Ha! Scourge, more like.
Eso es lo malo de las ciudades.
Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execution grounds. Didn't even give them the dignity of the sword, no sir. Had them all hung. Real slow like. You ask me, and I say she's mad as a mink with its tail on fire. Queen or no queen.
The Silent Watcher's jaws clench and slacken again and again for no visible reason. Two empty eyes stare straight ahead like the black button eyes of a child's stuffed doll.
Realmente, como dije, el problema acá es que hay mucho que ver, mucho que conversar.
You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's
Raspy
done.
gusts of breath.
Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs into it. I'll not lose another day to the tide. The Lord Dread awaits. Its sails billow with Dallas's breath. I'll...
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
I'm going nowhere right at this moment. Nowhere since something crossed my path and oh so very sharply piqued my interest. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? Respect. Try rancor.
He licks his lips. Dry flesh turns wet.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. Oh, no, that won't do at all. Innocence is a mask that doesn't fit you. I'm very good at what I do, see? I don't even need a sauce hound yapping at my side. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current of filth, that is to say, sauce. Best convince me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air once more.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelt on you, not the magic that dare not speak its name. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the hunt. A would-be magister has to prove his killer instinct. It seems peaceful here, doesn't it? A quiet day in a quiet town. One wouldn't think these drifting woods toss on dwarf-troubled waters. But they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But some defy that role. There are rats among them, dancing to their rat queen's tune. I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste, but Julian here will stay behind and be a good little parrot. Ask and he will answer.
Stay behind? But I've my orders, same as you.
Like I said, Julian is staying. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up? How very heartwarming. One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. A stranger like you may run into troubles with them. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. My signature will placate them without fail, I assure. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread awaits. The use of the gallows I pass on to you. The time has come, my stitched-lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
Left behind like a dog. Bah! 7 curses upon that ship.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked him off his feet.
You! The damn recruit! I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it.
Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't my damned head that hit the floor back there. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone wrong. By the Bishop's bones, you saw it? Out with it, man. What happened? The pox on those bearded devils. Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood dwarves than meets the eye. Hate to admit it, but I think he may be right. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. I suspect this man of being a spy for his queen.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations away from prying eyes. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure, and hard workers too. Half of them are their queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hands. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. In that case, go forth and let the hunt commence!
Hello, mister.
The little boy looks at you. He picks his nose.
You be careful. My daddy's a magister. No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies round here.
They stare at you in disbelief. Then they start laughing.
You're weird. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim. He'll be back soon.
He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy.
Fort Joy?
That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's going to find his mum and bring her back. Oh, I want my friend back.
Ben, If he finds his mum in Fort Joy, they're probably both really happy now. So don't worry. Isn't that right, mister? Well, then they'll be home soon, won't they? Why would they stay in a place that isn't nice? See, Ben? Joe and his mum will be back soon.
Well, I guess so.
Thank you, mister. Now, if you don't mind, we're busy waiting for our friend.
Bye-bye, mister.
The kids turn back to the water. Ben picks his nose.
Hello, mister.
The little boy beside...
We're waiting for Joe. I wish I could swim.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Hackles raised. The dog barks at the sand.
You're nice, and I'm a good dog. Yes, I am. There's something not right, and that's wrong. It's under the house thing there, and it's bad. I can smell it. You be careful now. What's under there smells real bad. It smells evil.
You, stranger! What are you doing here? I'm someone investigating the disappearance of 4 magisters. There's a sorcerer stalking these streets, an affront to our order. Several brothers have gone missing. Now tell me, have you seen a man in a grey cloak, grey beard, carrying a satchel, perhaps? Damien, take it all. Where is the snake? Magister Carver will have our heads if we don't find him. It's vital that you report anything unusual. We must know. Is that clear? He arrived in Driftwood some days ago, dressed as a tinkerer. He bought and sold a few knickknacks. But we thought nothing of it until our brothers started vanishing. As soon as he knew we were onto him, he ran. We think he's hiding in here, but he's a canny one. Now, be on your way. Who knows where he could strike next?
I don't care if we tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You've been warned, Barnes. Now get out of my sight.
The Magister turns, and his eyes fall on you.
There's a sorcerer somewhere in this worm-ridden dump. Have you seen him? Lucians, if you see anything suspicious, anything at all, report it immediately. Do you understand? He's a sorcerer dressed as a tinkerer. Our brothers started vanishing as soon as the tramp arrived in town. He fled into this stinking shed, but we'll find him again. We'll have our justice.
The Magister's eyes flick to a nearby pile of fish, and he moves off to investigate.
If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
Still no sign. So report. If you see anything...
The dwarf peers at an expertly dissected fish, gently poking its innards with his knife.
Fascinating. Most fascinating. Oh, my... what do you want? I'm gutting fish. What else? Nothing wrong with taking pride in your work.
The dwarf grimaces and points the tip of his knife at his handiwork.
Whatever's wrong with these fish is causing a lot of hardship for a lot of folk. I want to figure out what's happening to them, see if there's anything that can be done. Yes, as it happens, I need to see the effects of eating these fish, firsthand, if you understand me. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 samples that I wish to learn more about. Care to choose?
The fish instantly churns your insides. You double over in pain. A sudden vivid sensation of floating in darkness assails you. There's something in there with you. Something. Hungry and corrupt. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. The dwarf suddenly drifts back into view, peering at you with fascination.
How do you feel?
A stream of black bile suddenly erupts from your mouth and across the dwarf's boots. He doesn't even look displeased.
I'm sure any discomfort will pass shortly. Besides, I've learned a great deal from observing you. I'm in your debt, stranger.
The dwarf puffs up his chest and proudly gestures to the fish.
The fish is indeed malignant. Humans are affected by it in the same manner as other species. Thank you, but no. I can only allow for 1 specimen per volunteer, or my findings could become flawed. The fish you ate is known as yellow ridgeback. Quite a cunning breed, often used in concoctions to increase alertness. But this one, touched by the void itself. Who is to say how such a creature might alter an alertness mixture? Seek out somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Adding these unique ridgebacks might make quite the impact. So, now my work must continue, as soon as I've got in my quota of fish, of course. Fair...
I miss Joe.
The dwarf reaches into a barrel and pulls out a fish. His knife glides through the scales. The innards fall to the floor, landing in a pool of dark bile. You'd expect fish to smell, but these reek.
Aye. Your knife needs to be quick and true for these. It's easy to cut off the extra fins, but dancing your blade around the tumours can be tricky. Zord only knows how the boss managed to find a buyer for this muck. But they're heading to Arks, and there's some steady gold heading this way, too.
Your clap on the back knocks his knife askew, cutting a jagged line through the best of the flesh. He looks at you with disgust as he tosses the fish aside.
Lucky ain't the word I'd use, nor's patient. So go and loom somewhere else.
The dwarf turns back to his work, slicing and disemboweling fish after fish, as the blood and black bile mix and swirl around his boots. Looking at the barrel, you see that someone has scrawled Black House on it in paint. You cast your eyes around to see that every barrel headed to Arks has the same inscription.
Here, leave them barrels alone. I told you to take a hike, so scram.
You'd swear the shark was smiling at you. You'd swear the shark was smiling at you. You'd swear the shark was smiling at you.
Oi! You look the kind of ruffian who can keep a secret. Fancy a good time? Head downstairs in the Blackpool Tavern. Tell the lummox blocking the way that Blathin gave you a tip-off. Grisha's still the favourite.
So much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the magisters.
Keep what I told you to yourself, you hear? We can't stop the riffraff going in there. Grisha's still the favourite. If I bet against him, I could win big. Or lose it all.
What? You been needing something from me, lad? Ain't much inclined to rub elbows with humans, if you catch my drift. Ain't no one been standing together since Lucian died. Ain't been no goodwill among your kind, or mine, or anyone else's since the Reds have been in charge. Glad to hear you say it. The day will come we'll overthrow 'em, you mark my words. Until then, I'll practice the art of gutting unspoiled fish. Fugitive? Yeah. I don't think that's something I should be discussing with strangers. Because I don't intend to end up with me lips stitched together, that's why. No, I shan't be baited. I ain't saying nothing on the topic no more. Gods be buggered, fine. I'll tell you all I know.
The dwarf leans in and begins whispering conspiratorially.
This fella runs along, right, sweating, panicking. Reds racing after him like hunting hounds. Hide in a barrel, you fool, I yelled. And what do you know? He did. Problem is, he's still in there. Been hours. Can't go nowhere, he can't, not with the Reds around.
You, tell me, have you seen a man acting suspiciously near here? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel slung over his shoulder? If you see anything...
You see a man, well-fed and wealthy, but stress has lined his face and narrowed his waist. He tries to ignore your presence, fails. He sighs.
See here. I'm very busy. The factory is crawling with magisters, and our shipments to Arx are held up. Time is money. Don't waste my money. What do you want? Fish. This is a fish factory. I'm shipping fish to Arx. Now, please, there's the door. I suggest you use it. When you've been in business as long as I have, you learn that there's a market for everything. You just have to find it. Or...
A dark shadow passes across his face.
Sometimes it finds you. That's privileged information. I have a trade to protect. An excellent point. Well made. The answer to your question is, unsurprisingly, a man in a house. A man in a house buys all the void-tainted fish I can send him.
That dark shadow crosses his face once more. He shivers.
Not that I've ever met the man. Not sure I want to, if I'm honest. When you've been in business as long as I have, you learn not to question these things too closely. Now I'll get back to my work, and I suggest you get back to leaving. Good day. any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
The dwarf seems more interested in gutting fish than in talking. Behind the containers, the fish in one of the barrels shifts slightly.
Please, you have to help me. The Magisters have gone mad. I don't know what they're talking about. I've nothing to do with the missing Magisters. I'm just a tinkerer. I wouldn't hurt an imp. And now they want to execute me. Please, you have to help me. I have to get out. I just need to get out of Driftwood. I can't risk being seen. But if you can get out of town, I can escape to Arks. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them see me. Don't let them find me. Thank you, my Lucian. 7 times divine, thank you. I'll follow your lead. But please, be careful. If the Magisters see me, I'm done for.
Who's this? You lion! You said you'd get me out.
I'll yield to none.
I'll follow. You found him!
The Magister steps forward with a smile and draws his weapon.
What? What? No, you said you'd help. You promised. You promised you'd get me out. Off. You said you'd get me out.
Off. Off.
You found him!
The Magister
What? What? No, you said you'd help. You promised. You promised you'd get me out.
You utter fool!
A fisherman stares at the water, muttering to himself.
The missus will kill me. She'll tear me a new mouth halfway down my neck. Fish will bite, all right. Not that you'd eat one. I've got a worse problem than that. Way, way worse. I've gone and dropped my wedding ring in the water. I was casting a line and I cast me bloody wedding ring instead. Guess me fingers aren't as fat as they used to be.
He contrives to give you a sad look.
The wife's got a sentimental attachment to that ring. Her mum took it off her dad's drowned body, here, on this very beach.
A mischievous...
Ah, I'm joshing ya. Scammed it off a drunken elf in the tavern a few years back. But still, the wife will be furious. I could do that, I could. But seeing as the ring has a bit of sauce to it, like as not, going in there will attract Voidwoken. All things equal, between an angry wife and Voidwoken, I'm leaning towards the wife. Just a hint, nothing that concerned a Magister, made me feel that little bit more confident in myself. Maybe it was all in my head, but I felt like the ring made me more attractive to the women. I wouldn't do the dirt or anything, but it's good for the ego. Keeps the wife on her toes too. I'm not asking you to risk your life on account of me and my marital woes, but if you fancy a paddle, you can go right ahead.
Behind the containers...
Please, I'm a salesman. Please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want them to take me. I have no idea. I only arrived in town a few days ago. I sold a few. I was just sitting in the tavern, minding my own business, and the Magister started screaming at me. I ran and, well...
You hear a quiet sob from the fish.
Why is this happening? I didn't do anything. So you help? You get me out of here. I just need to get out of Driftwood. I can't risk being seen, but if you can get out of please, I'll do anything. Thank you. I'll follow you.
Are we safe? At last, I can breathe again.
At last! I was sure I'd die in that wretched place. You have my thanks. If not for you, I probably would have been found, gutted, and salted. I can't just saunter away. Who knows what might be lurking in a place like this? But once I'm sure the way's clear, I'm running to Ox like a cat with its tail on fire. I'm done with this stinking town. Please, I can't just let you walk away. Here, take this scroll as a gift.
A damp, scale-covered roll of paper emerges from the barrel.
In fact, that's what started all the trouble in the first place. The Magisters nearly lost their minds when they saw me with it. In the kitchens of the tavern, of all places. That cook had it. Offered it for a great price, too. I thought she was an idiot selling it so cheap. Then again, I'm the dolt who ended up in a barrel. But if she has Magister artifacts, she must be the one they're looking for. I swear, once I get to Arx, I'm going to have the bath of my life.
I've spotted something.
Voidwoken! Trouble's always on the horizon.
Glory is mine.
None.
Prepare yourself!
The Reaper for me.
Ah.